Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Grinder, SectorSurfer Joe. We're meeting at our first meeting here for the SectorSurfer Users Group, January 15th, 2014. First thing I'd like to do is to welcome each and every one of you today. We have a wonderful turnout. All the cream of the crop is here, I can see. So thank you for coming. Let's go to the next slide. This is a standard non-disclosure agreement and disclaimer. Everything you hear tonight is for informational purposes only, so don't invest based upon the information you hear tonight. Do your own due diligence, if you will. Okay? This agenda looks short, but we have a lot of slides to go through, so I'm going to go rather quickly tonight. As you can see here, the next thing we're going to do is to talk about what's new, what's going on at SectorSurfer, since we're all interested in that subject. Then we have Steve, our guest speaker for this evening. After that, I will be getting up to talk about the strategy of strategies that I just received from Scott Judds. I sent out how you can get a sneak preview of that. Did anyone see that email?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It didn't seem to work, Joe.
Didn't work for you?
Yeah.
The last time I looked, there were about 20 or 22 people that actually found it to work.
Okay,
So we'll
actually
have
got access to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's working. We'll have to look at your situation later. And then after that, we'll have some general discussions once again if we have time. So this is our 7th SectorSurfer meeting. We started back in November of 2012. I try to hold a meeting about every 2 months. And I'm happy to inform you there's a good probability and a possibility that Scott Judds himself will be here at our May meeting. So that would probably be around the middle of May. We're trying to firm things up. And also working with Al, we might make it a joint meeting between SectorSurfer and AAIISDCIMI. Is that pretty close? I always forget what the C stands for, though. What's the C stand for? Computerized. Okay. Everyone know what that is? American Association of Individual Investors, Silicon Valley, computerized investors. Is that right? Investors? And mechanical investors. Picked a long name, but it's a great group. I encourage you to attend if you haven't had a chance to do so. I'm happy to. Oh, not yet, Bob. Who wants to get me down? I know. Okay, where are we?
New members.
New members. Okay. Well, before we even get there, let me go back up to here. We do have, as you should all know by now, a SectorSurfer Users group at Google Groups. Hopefully you all are members there. We went up from 197 up to 211 members, so we've seen a nice increase in just the last 2 months. One of the things be sure to check out, I should use my pointer here, is I try to keep the latest information as far as what's going on with SectorSurfer in the welcome letter. That way you don't have to go through hundreds of emails looking as far as what's going on, what's coming up, what's the latest. So be sure to check that out. Do we have any relatively new members? Anybody joined within the last couple of months? Welcome, Ralph.
I haven't joined. My name's Ralph the Alcock. I'm interested.
Well, just by being here, you're seeking information, and that's what we appreciate. Hopefully you enjoy what you hear tonight, and it will be an encouragement to consider joining at least our users group. It's free.
Talk to me later.
Okay, I'll be glad to sell you on that later. We do have a variety of SectorSurfer videos available on Investors Help. Let me, for maybe some of you don't know, I started Investors Help on a YouTube channel. And one of the primary reasons to put up various videos of help to investors. And started putting up a lot of videos on SectorSurfer there, and we got so many videos it gets somewhat confusing to find a particular subject you're using or interested in. So about 4 months ago, I started the InvestorsHelp.net website. And I'll show you tonight, we have a separate tab, separate pages just for SectorSurfer. You're welcome to look at many of the other interesting and informative videos that we have there, but we do, tonight we'll focus at least on the SectorSurfer segment. I will be posting, of course, the video from this evening. I would hope to have 3 videos, one on the introduction, which we're going through now. I also have one on Steve's presentation, and then the strategy of strategies, which I'll be covering in the second part of this meeting. Okay, Bob. So let's go now and see what's surfing at SectorSurfer. Okay, Bob. That was a fast one. This is the welcome letter. We're not going to go through all this, but as you can see, there are active links here which will take you, in this case, for instance, we've had the announcement for the winners of the contest that was held just recently. You can direct link to those, and there are other links available. So go to this welcome letter on our Google Groups for what's going on. Okay? Also, we have, as I mentioned, a lot of information about SectorSurfer on InvestorsHelp.net. Here's the entry page when you go to the website, and as you see, I put the second column here. This is where all the information regarding SectorSurfer is located. But just for your information, I will be putting up, I don't know, does anyone in here, you trade or any interest in options? Okay, good. I'll be putting up 2 or so videos, maybe 3, on the Silicon Valley Options Group. I just received approval to post some videos from there. I'm a member at that group, and what we're starting out on how to treat the trading of options as a business. So it's from the ground floor up, and this site, this channel or page will grow as time goes on. Yes, Larry?
Quick question, Joe. Is that material the same that's on the SectorSurfer website, or is it a mirror of the SectorSurfer, or is it your own content?
The Silicon Valley Options
Stuff
Group?
you've got shown there.
Most of this is all different. The question is this the same as, or is this different what you can find on the SectorSurfer website, either SectorSurfer.com or Some Growth? Most of it is different. So what we try to do is to complement and go into greater detail, and also from a user's perspective. So it's beneficial really to check it out. There's a wealth of information on Scott's website. I encourage you to go there. A tremendous user's guide. There's just so much available. So be sure to go to somegrowth.com or SectorSurfer.com. Also, this is where I'll be putting a link for the users group and Al's group here. He just gave me permission to record. There will be 3 or possibly 4 presentations available, videos available through this website, and the subject matter is right here. He has a full. Have any of you heard of folio investing? Steve has. You attended a presentation.
Investor.
Okay, Larry? Okay, so that's a relatively new area. I think it's been around, I heard about it for about 2 years, maybe it's longer. Also, comparing data. The data you receive, is it good, not so good? Yahoo versus Fast Track. The data that SectorSurfer uses, if you know it or not, is from Fast Track, which, based on the presentation, is excellent data.
Much better.
Yeah, good. So let's move ahead. Okay, when you click on SectorSurfer, that center column, in other words, you get a variety of choices, and I'm going to be adding more resources, subjects over here. But anyway, when you click on that center column, SectorSurfer, currently, well, not, as of the time I created this slide, there were 4 choices. You can get information about Scott, information about best, I don't know, where did that come from? But anyway, various portfolios, monthly perspective, and the SectorSurfer meeting. You're not touching anything, Bob?
I was messing with
Oh. Oh, you're making it hard for me. Harder than it is, but that's okay. I appreciate what you're doing. So, the first thing, let's say you want information regarding meetings. Several people sent me an email saying, we're having a meeting, when is it, and whatever. All you need to do is to go to this particular section down here and click on that. And you'll find all the information you want regarding meetings. Let's go to the next one.
So Joe, are there other Joes around the country, or is this the only user?
This is the only one. After I started this 3 or so months, Scott contacted me. First of all, I asked permission. Very first, I asked him back in November of 2012 if he had a users group. And he said, no, it's on his to-do list. And I was so impressed with the presentation about SectorSurfer, I said, you mind if I start a users group? He said, that'd be great, no problem. So he gave me his blessings to go ahead and start a users group. And about 2 or so months later, after seeing what's available and so forth, he asked me if we could designate this as the official company users group. Unfortunately, I'm not an employee, so it doesn't mean anything financially to me.
And you've done a lot of work.
Well, thank you. So this is information regarding the various meetings, like tonight's meetings here. Now, this will go away, and I will post the 3 or 4 videos from tonight under meetings. So all you will have to do is go to this, you click on the video, and you'll see what we're doing tonight. Let's go to the next one. How many of you get and review or read your monthly perspective from Scott Jones? Well, good. I'm glad to see several of you do that. There's a lot of good information in the monthly perspective. That's readily available. You can go here and look for and pick whatever newsletter you want. Let's go to the next page. Now, what I did about 2 months ago, I was getting frustrated. It's good information in the perspective, but I was having problems finding a particular perspective because most of us receive it in an email. And then you'd have to look for the email and say, oh, you know, I know I saw that. Where was it? There was no place where you could go to one location, one page, one site, click a button and have access to perspectives. Also, if you want to download a perspective, you can now do that very easily here at Investors Help. What I just added in the last couple or so weeks, it took a lot of work, I put in active links. So when you see something in the perspective, the newsletter, that is of interest to you, you can now click on a link and it will take you to that information. So it's very helpful to everyone. Hope you find this usable and useful because it was a lot of work putting it up. And once again, I talked with Scott and he agreed that he said that would be wonderful to have that resource available to the subscribers. So here is, I just put what happened in December. As you notice here, and this threw me because I thought these were monthly perspectives. And as you can see here, Scott, Jim, and his team, they've been working very hard in December. They came out with 4 perspectives, so I can't call it a monthly perspective anymore. I probably need to get rid of the monthly. But anyway, you can choose whatever perspective you want. So there were 4 of them, as we can see here in December. Let's go to the next page. We're going to look at some of the key things very quickly. Here's a perspective for December the 6th. I highlighted a couple things. How do you all like having 30 strategies available? We're gonna talk more about that in a few minutes. Also down here, we've got information regarding grandfathering you in under the previous, what is now the previous provisions or agreement. Information on that. So let's go to the next page. Now, here's, I'm sure, of interest to everyone. The rates have gone up. Did anyone notice that? Yes, but also the capabilities. We have a lot more knobs, which we call additional capabilities, parameters that you can now adjust. They have been added and there's more coming. Has anyone tried the Own the Bubble portfolio? One person? Maybe several of us should check it out. Any first impressions on it, Don, that you'd like to comment on, or?
Yes, actually, that was supposed to be part of my presentation I was gonna make tonight.
Okay, that's gonna be the next
Next
presentation.
one, but the thing I found is he mixes Vanguard with Fidelity. And that doesn't work very well if you only have Fidelity as a program. Vanguard will cut you off just like that if you trade before 90 days. So it's not a good combination.
Okay. I don't know if everyone could hear that, especially on the camera. Don mentioned it's not the best combination, in his opinion, mixing Fidelity with Vanguard, because in particular, Vanguard will quickly cut you off if you, is it overtrade?
Yeah,
Or
if you overtrade.
violate their,
I think they give you, the first time you do, they give you a warning, and if you do it again, they forbid you from trading.
okay.
They've changed that recently. They've gone away from the
So
90.
what, Vanguard changed that?
Yeah, we went from like 90 to 30.
90 to 30 days?
That might be just my 401k.
So you can't trade over 30 days? Or
Yeah, well, Vanguard used to have like 90 day 401k. I think they either reduced it to 30 or they eliminated it.
So we have some discussions in the background, whether it's 90 days or whether it's 30 days. And I know Don is becoming more of an expert, and I'm sure he will check that out before his next presentation. So then we'll know from the man himself.
The other
It
thing they
varies
did,
by fund. It varies each one. Some are 30 days, some are 0, some are 90 days. You have to check each ticker, for, you know, to see what it is.
We still have the 90 days on here, so the high stock classes like add multi-shares, something like that.
Okay, so what we're saying, it sounds like, is that the 0, 30, and 90 may vary among Vanguard funds depending upon the particular fund.
fund, yeah.
Okay, so, but that's still a good area to check out. Maybe you could find funds that meet the criteria that you have.
one more comment though on the bubble portfolio. Scott put a bond portfolio in the midst of that, and he also put a MDY, which is a mid-cap bond fund in each one of those bubbles, besides having sectors. So he's and he mixed sectors with Fidelity and ETFs. I mean, it's very cleverly done, I thought.
Okay, I don't know if everyone heard that. Don believes that the mix of symbols that Scott has selected is very cleverly done. Is that your word?
I think so.
Okay, sounds good.
Give him my mark
I
for that.
have not had an opportunity to check that out. I'm spending all my time trying to get this website where you guys need and want it. Okay, let's go to the next page. On the 23rd, we had the winners announced to the contest. Did we have many participants in here that submitted? Okay, good. Should have looked for your name. Maybe it's under honorary mention.
No, grand prize.
Right.
Oh, the grand prize winner is here. Way to go. I thought you lived up in that area.
No, done here.
Well, you surprised me. Okay. Wow. Next time we'll have you give a presentation. Let's go to the next page. Well, congratulations, Les.
Then what was the grand prize? It's the one right at the top there, Joe.
What are the choices?
Glenn Patterson.
That was yours?
Oh,
A
okay,
picture of him there with
okay.
the sailboat.
There's Glenn, okay. But see, with the water in the background, that's what I thought you looked at this.
That's Santa Cruz.
Oh, that's Santa Cruz, okay, Glenn, well, congratulations.
Good job.
Glenn gave us the most impressive ride, very impressive. Details, of course, I'll show you in a few minutes, but we're not gonna go in greater detail. And then also Sean here won the highest score times safety. And we do have on the next page, if you go to that, Bob, several honorable mentions, as you can see here. So it's well done for all of those who participated, in particular those that won. Okay, let's go to the next page. Finally, the last one, the second last one, we received an advance notice on the 28th of December of what's coming. Get ready, and then let's go to the next one. And finally, on the 30th of December, I think I said November, on the 30th of December, the official 30 strategies was implemented. Is anybody using 30 strategies yet? Okay, well, we got some power available to us. It's just a matter now of coming up. I'm going to show you one in a few minutes, well, a little later, that uses 15 strategies. That's the one that Scott Judd sent. Okay, so we have a lot of strategies available, a lot of space for strategies. Let's go to the next one, Bob.
Thank you.
No.
This is what I'll be presenting in a little while, is a strategy of strategies that was prepared by Scott Judd. Some of you took a sneak peek at it, and that will be shortly. So let's go to the next page. The next thing you can do, you can go into greater detail. You can get details, you can get links, and you can get downloads for each one of these winning strategies or honorable mention strategies. That's also available. Oh, it wasn't our waiter falling over. Everybody's okay. People throughout the world will hear this crash. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Just as an example, I'm not going to go through all of these, but we have active links. You click on this, it'll take you to the contest rules itself. This will take you to the winners. Let's move on. You can also download all of this information. So once again, I tried to make it as convenient for you as possible. No longer looking for emails, looking for things in different places. Just go to this one particular tab, if you will, in Investors Help. Let's go to the next one. We have, of course, we could go through these next. Most impressive ride, which is Glenn. Go Glenn. Highest score in safety, we have information on that. And then next one, finally, information on Bob. Is it broken, Bob? Okay, there we go.
I had this one up, I didn't think I'd like it.
I think Bob was in deep thought over all the capabilities of InvestorsHelp.net, right?
Right.
Okay, so we have a wealth of information, all the details that you want. Let's go to the next one, Bob. Okay, to me, the bottom line is that we as SectorSurfer users can benefit from the wealth of information that's available both at somegrowth.com, which is also SectorSurfer.com, and also to the resources that we have available for our use at InvestorsHelp.net. So I sure hope you check it out when you have a chance. Okay, next. What we're going to do now, I'm going to load the next presentation, which is our guest speaker, Steve Lindstrom.